Okay, let the record reflect that counsel and their clients are present in the courtroom.
We are on the record.
Okay, let the record reflect counsel and their clients are here. Are we ready to bring the jury in, counsel?
We are.
This is the case of Terry Sanderson versus Gwyneth Paltrow, case number 190500048, beginning trial here today. Would you please swear in the jurors? If you could please stand and raise your right hand.
Good morning. My name is Robert Sykes. This is Lawrence Bueller. He and I are the co-lead counsel here. We also have Kristen Van Orman and Peter Sorensen. Altogether, we are honored to represent Terry Sanderson here at the end. Thank you.
And the defense.
Thank you. My name is Steve Owens. I'm here in town at a firm called, well, I should say Salt Lake City, at a firm called Epperson & Owens. This is James Egan, Noreen Aburama, Peter Jensen, and we're all here for Ms. Paltrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Bueller, you may begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, distracted skiers cause crashes. Defendant Gwyneth Paltrow knew that looking up the mountain and to the side while skiing down the mountain was dangerous. And she knew that skiing that way, looking somewhere else, blindly skiing down a mountain by looking up and to the side was reckless. And she knew if she continued to ski that way, that it was not a matter of if, but when, by looking up and to the side, it was not a matter, she would crash into somebody below her, and someone would get seriously and permanently hurt. Defendant Gwyneth Paltrow has skied since she was 3 years old and considers herself an intermediate skier. Ms. Paltrow has skied about a half a dozen times at Deer Valley Ski Resort. She hires multiple ski instructors for her children, which allows them to skip the lines. The private instructors cost thousands of dollars per day. On the day of the collision, February 26, 2016, Ms. Paltrow is skiing at Deer Valley with 9 people, including her 2 children, her future husband, Brad Falchuk, his 2 children, and 4 Deer Valley private ski instructors. Before they ski, one of Ms. Paltrow's children says, Mommy, watch us ski." Okay. The children and their 2 instructors ski to the left. The 2 instructors are Eric Christensen and Carrie Oakes. Ms. Paltrow skis down to the right. She turns her head up to look at her children. As she turns her head back down, she screams. Then skis back into the back of Terry Sanderson. She rides back down. They hit the ground hard, and Ms. Paltrow bounces off of Terry. The weight of both of them, their bodies, caused Mr. Sanderson's rib cage and his arm to smash into the ground, breaking 4 of his ribs, 2 of them completely. Sanderson's helmeted head hits the ground, causing a concussion as his brain strikes the inside of his skull.
A.M. on February 26, 2016. Tell them what you saw.
Well, we were skiing down the bend, down the run, and then I heard this yell, this scream, and then I looked over, and then about maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and then I heard the scream, and then I see this skier just slam into the back of Terry, and she just slammed him.
How hard?
Very hard. Very hard. And so Terry, she hits him right directly in the back. And so then then his skis are like when you're skiing like this. His skis actually, the tips go out like this, and he falls face down. So he's kind of spread eagle, and he goes face down, and Gwyneth's on the top of him, and they go down like this, and then Gwyneth hits him, and then bounces off and slides to the right about 5 or 10 feet.
Did you at some point did you learn the name of the skier that hit Terry?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you learn that name?
Well, she ended up taking off and going down, and then she went down, and then she
How
kind
far?
from where she was standing, she probably went down about 15, 20 feet.
Okay,
And
stop.
and she came around and stopped, and then Eric said Gwyneth Paltrow just took out your buddy, and
I'm sorry. He said what?
he said Gwyneth Paltrow just took out your buddy.
Or your buddy took out Gwyneth Paltrow? What do you mean?
No.
What did Christensen
Your
say?
Honor, let's make sure the witness is testifying and not the lawyer.
I'll rephrase.
What's the question?
Yeah. And I'm talking about a res gestae event here. What did you hear at that scene at that time in this excited condition? What did you hear and from whom?
Well. He told me that Gwyneth Paltrow.
This is res gestae, Judge.
Overruled?
Thank you.
Yeah, Eric told me that Gwyneth Paltrow took out Terry.
Gwyneth Paltrow took out Terry.
Yes.
Okay. Was he accusing Terry of taking out Gwyneth Paltrow too?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you once, in that deposition, say that Eric Christensen told you that Gwyneth took Terry out?
No.
Did you say that today?
No. What I meant to say, I get dyslexic when I get nervous. No, he said that your buddy just took out Gwyneth.
All right. I was a little confused by some of the questioning. Okay, so Christensen always said your buddy took out Gwyneth Paltrow, right?
Yes.
All right. Did you correct him?
No.
Wouldn't that be the perfect time to say, you are incorrect, sir?
I wasn't. He was yelling, and I didn't want to get into an argument with him. I didn't want to even.
You had.
Your Honor, may he finish his answer, please?
Did you finish?
Yeah, I didn't want to have a conversation with him.
You weren't looking at Terry until the noise and collision.
True.
Now, Terry's a good skier, you said, and he skis parallel.
True.
And the collision occurred to the far right if you're going downhill for the skier's right. True?
True.
And there's a bit of a, not a cliff, but kind of a sharp descent right there. True?
True.
Gwyneth was skiing with an adult male. Do you remember?
Yes.
And you thought it might be the Coldplay guy. Was that your...
I didn't know who it was.
Did you tell me in your deposition you thought it was the Coldplay guy?
Joanne, she's into that stuff, and she said.
Did you tell me at your deposition that it was the Coldplay guy?
I said it might have been.
And her son, you saw that her son came over?
True.
Gwyneth is a conservative skier. She always skis on the far right. So if it's like a highway, fast people go on the left. I don't know if it's the same, but far right, and then kind of small curves. And she's generally watching her kids, but she's not specifically watching them because they have their instructors. She's skiing, enjoying herself, and suddenly she sees two skis appear between her skis. And a man comes up right behind her. Now, they're not going fast. That's kind of the odd thing here. He comes up almost body to body like this and starts groaning. She doesn't know what's going on. What's going on? Am I being assaulted? She's moving forward, and then she's like, they begin falling to the right, and she's feeling freaked out, I think is a fair statement. And he hits down, apparently his side and his head, and she is essentially falling on him. But keep in mind, his skis are intertwined now with hers. And Apple's like, what took you so long? And she said, some a-hole just ran into me. I think she used the real word. All right, why is this important? She didn't say, I just ran into someone. She was mad, and over lunch she was mad. And then after lunch, she said, that guy kind of hurt me. And I'm not going to ski the rest of the day. There's even a text from Gwyneth's own phone to Eric Christiansen, and they're like, Moses wants to know if you're coming. I'm going to go in. That guy kind of hurt me. And she went in, and she lost her full day pass that she had paid for, and she only got to ski half a day. In addition, she had paid for her instructor, who now was diverted from teaching her son Moses to take care of this collision issue. And so we ask you for $1. Now, this is a lot to go through for $1, but it's an actual dollar because she had come with her family to enjoy a family
Objection,
vacation.
no, this is, again, argument. This is classic argument.
These are facts.
This is closing argument.
Overruled as to the comments that are being made right now, those are facts?
Yeah, and let's keep the interruptions to a minimum, would we?
Well, don't argue then.
Well, counsel,
Thank
go
you.
ahead. I mean, the objections have been valid, some of them.
Plaintiff said, if these are my notes in his opening, she was dangerous and reckless. She's skiing with her 9-year-old son, who's a beginner, just so you know. Dangerous and reckless. You decide. We need your help. The community...
Objection, Your Honor. This is argument again.
Sustained?
Thank you.
Watch me ski. There was a comment, somehow she was distracted. Gwyneth doesn't remember that. The kids don't remember that. But if I guess someone says, hey, look at me, but these aren't like 3-year-olds at a swimming pool. And she is focused. She is not distracted. She got taken out from behind. I mean, that's what happened. And